Good morning to you in America. Good afternoon in Europe. Good end of afternoon and soon evening in India and Asia. I am absolutely thrilled to kick off the series of interviews with movers and shakers from around the world. But today, especially with Sushmita Sarangi, Commercial Director of J Wellness Circle, but also Jiva, NIU&NAU with the Taj Hotel Group, and Reena, the Area Wellness Director for the rest of Maharashtra and Gujarat, and also the Director of Spa, the award-winning Taj Mahal Palace in Mumbai. Sushmita and Reena, thank you so very much for finding the time to join us today to talk about wellness for all.
Thank you so much, Jongi. Thank you for having us over. It's a pleasure to be on this platform.
As people know, World Wellness Weekend is going to be happening in just a few weeks on September 20, 21st, and 22nd. This is going to be the 8th edition of the World Wellness Weekend, which started in 2 countries, Belgium and France, and last year was celebrated in 148 countries. This year, 145 countries are engaged with over 8,700 venues. But the reason why we are starting this series with you is because for the past 3 years, the Taj Hotel Group and J Wellness Circle has been by far the most active group around the world, with 60, then 70, and close to 80 properties participating. This year is a big game changer because we decided to add another level, another badge of recognition, of honor, for individuals, corporations, groups who decide not only, and this is the topic of today's conversation, to create curated activities for guests, clients, but also for associates, for staff, for hosts, and for community. This badge is the name of the Wellness Hero, and this year, J Wellness Circle is the Wellness Hero 2024 of all hotel groups. So this is why I'm super happy to have you on this call. Sushmita and then Reena, can you give us some big highlights of what people can expect joining over 80 properties of Taj Hotels and Selection and Vivanta around India and the world? What will happen for clients and guests at your properties on September 20, 21st, and 22nd?
Thank you, Jongi. That was a great introduction. And yes, we are really privileged to be associated with World Wellness Weekend. And thank you for starting such a beautiful property for getting wellness center stage. I think, I can't congratulate you enough for it. And you've given us a great platform globally. I think it's connecting like-minded organizations who are thinking of the well-being of not only their, of course, we are hotels. We do deal with guests, like you rightly said, but we also go all out and do the same for our associates, or let many people call them staff. We like to call them associates. As well as, of course, there's also one small little bit, and we'll talk about it maybe a little later, when we go out in the community and spread the awareness of wellness all around. And of course, Jongi, we're really privileged. One, of course, is, like I said, the whole piece of, thank you for considering us as a wellness hero. But we also belong to the land of India, right? It's a birthplace of yoga and Ayurveda. And the wellness traditions of India is really mired in well-being, I would say. Everything starting from our life teaches us how to there's a whole daily activity that's actually spelled out as per season, as per, the environment that you stay. And it's referred to as dinacharya in Ayurveda. And we're really, really lucky because, we happen to be from this country, which is India. We happen to have a parent brand called the Tatas, which believe in actually not only engaging their clients as well as their associates, but also the community that they are in. And of course, like I said, the Taj, again, we stand today, we've been voted, the strongest brand in the world. And it's a great privilege to be a part of this. So this year, we have many interesting things. You mentioned it. We have 80 plus spas across various Taj selections. We also have the brand called Gateway today. We've launched that just last week. Gateway and Vivanta Hotels, which will be celebrating and which will be reaching out to guests. Of course, we will do what we stand for, which is, the yogas, the meditations, the activities that are like sound healing, and we will do the mandala painting, which helps you to focus and concentrate, and many more other activities. But what we're really, truly excited about is where we are actually introducing the Wellness Carnival. So that's like a day-long affair. We are talking about people coming in and spending literally a full day of wellness across few of our select hotels. We're very, very careful. We don't want to kind of fritter this whole idea. And we're going, and let Reena talk about the Wellness Carnival that we are actually planning at the Taj Bombay. Reena, if you can please elaborate.
Please give us more information, Reena. Thank you.
Yes, hello, and congratulations, Jogi, for the 8th World Wellness Weekend, and it's just getting bigger and bigger every year. And thank you for acknowledging us as the heroes. We are walking the talk, and we are planning a humongous carnival across cities in our brand. In Taj Mahal, Mumbai, we are doing something extremely interesting and exciting, where we are going to have a celebrity Pilates trainer coming and doing a Pilates session or workshop for our guests, and also talk to them about the benefits of a workout. Post that, we are going to have a really beautifully done immersive experience where our chef is going to do some millet bowls and some salads and stir it up live in front of our guests, and have the counter where the guests can pick this up and try all of this. We are having live granola counters where we are going to place nuts, seeds, fruits, chocolates, honey, and we're going to stir up live granola for the guests. So a lot of interactive stations there. And we're going to blend some really amazing plant-based beverages for the guests as well. Followed by this, we are doing a complete olfactory journey for the guest. So it's going to be a sensorial experience with fragrances and wellness. And that is going to be followed by a beautiful sound healing experience. And in this sound bath, we are also doing some chant circles, which we've never done before. So we are very excited to bring this out. Followed by one of our very, very interesting Indian rituals, which is performed at the hotel every evening, which is the lighting of the lamp ceremony. So at sunset every day, at our poolside, we light the lamp to welcome the evening. So that's how we are going to make our guests spend the entire day on 22nd September at our property.
It is really meaningful because on the 20th, we will be partnering with World Cleanup Day. On the 21st, it's going to be the International Day of Peace, also recognized by the United Nations. And then it's going to be the equinox on the 22nd. So the lighting of lights as we change the season is such a beautiful symbol. But also on the 21st, to know that across your properties, guests will be able to enjoy a sense of inner peace and also wishing for peace in the world. We can think of wars, but also we can think of difficulties and conflicting viewpoints, maybe at home, maybe in the company, maybe among friends. So it's really about peace inside and peace also around us through all the different activities that you did mention. One thing that really struck me in the program that you started implementing last year, we saw it, and this is why we wanted to create another badge of honor, not just the wellness champions that you won 3 years in a row, but also wellness hero, going above and beyond the mandatory, at least one fun, free, inclusive activity that could be organized at any property, resort, spa, fitness club, yoga studio to promote good health and well-being for all. Just giving out, paying forward what we do around the year. What you started doing last year was remarkable, sending some of your yoga instructors, mindfulness instructors, to host guided meditations and sessions in hospitals, in senior living homes, in some schools, really caring for the community. This is something that sometimes may think Anglo-Saxon, to give back to community. It's something we hear a lot in the US, pay forward, give back to community. But actually I'm not sure it's really Anglo-Saxon. It could be more written in the Sanskrit language of the ancient Vedas thousands of years ago, that it is part of the Dharma to also take care of others around you. So this is ingrained in the DNA of your group to care for others, and including the community. But before we touch on the community, let's talk about your associates, because I believe there can be no relevant, meaningful guest experience without staff experience. So how will you give them a thumbs up and say, you guys, girls, you're amazing, this is what we do for you? Sushmita?
So, Georgie, you're absolutely right. Charity has to begin at home. There is no other way of doing this. We call ourselves healers, right? We are a community that's of healers. And if we don't look out for people who are actually serving, and you're absolutely right about the whole concept of, in our ancient texts, the whole concept of seva. Seva is service, and it's service done without any expectations. And we'll talk about the community pays a little later, but it actually starts right at home when you talk to the associates. So Indian Hotels Company Limited, which is IHCL, as we are known, our organization is called IHCL. Our brand, of course, is the Taj and Gateway and Vivant and what have you. But IHCL is actually building and fostering a whole community of wellness amongst the associates. While we really look forward to great occasions like World Wellness Weekend, where we can actually truly celebrate our associates and get them to experience wellness and well-being, we've actually gone a step further. We've got a whole holistic framework that the organization has worked and put together. We have today about 300 wellness crusaders, as we call them. They're champions who drive the story of wellness all year round across the organization. We're talking about providing wellness. It's not only physical, it's also mental and emotional, because today we realize many more people need this, and also financial. So it's an all-rounded framework. It basically is, there is a cell that actually drives this. So we have gone out and impacted maybe about more than 35,000 associates across our group company. And we've been steadily building this up. So we have a great story. So it's not only enough for us to do that mandatory, like an event like this, and we call in people for maybe a guided meditation session, a mindfulness session, but we're actually talking about people incorporating well-being into their lives and the entire year round. So, like I said, we have various activations that happen. At some zones, when we're celebrating wellness, our cafeterias actually turn into digital-free device zones. So we actually have people putting that apart. We take out things like painting. It's also a social, it becomes also social wellness, because people interact with each other and they have a great time. We do things like pottery session for our associates. We do things like I said, mandala painting sessions. We do things like postural correction. At the end of the day, we work for the hospitality industry. Many of our associates actually work long hours, and they also are standing and walking around a lot. It's not, if you're in the hotel lobby, you do not sit as an associate. So getting them to adapt and ensure that they don't end up having injuries, etc., all of that is a part of what we do. So I think it's a like I said, as an organization, we've been investing in this. And Jongi, you'll very soon hear it. Like we have 80 spas for guests. You will hear the same kind of activations happening for IHCL, for their associates. Like I said, today we impact 36,000 plus associates. That's a large number. Anybody can lay claim to. And the whole intent is to make IHCL the preferred, place of work. We want people to have a healthy and a happy lifestyle with us. Our whole concept of our brand values for IHCL is TAJ. T stands for trust, A for awareness, and J for joy. So we want our associates to trust us, be aware of what's happening around them, and to have a very joyful time while they're working with us. And of course, it's gone into many others. We have parent care associations that actually helps new parents to kind of handle their whole life and have the balance in their life. So there's a lot. I can go on and maybe take up your whole half hour if I talk about it. But yes,
No,
this is a glimpse of it.
It is remarkable because it is true. 36,000 associates, and after COVID and the big resignation, a lot of people left the industry. Some came back, some never did, and to become or to be considered an employer of choice with so many opportunities for the staff to join restaurants, hotels. They can send CVs, and everyone is hurting. Everyone is trying to recruit, but to identify talents and to let them know this is the quality of experience that we want to give to our guests, and this is the quality of experience you will also experience with us if you choose us. Reena, any specific details, information about activities that will be organized especially for your associates?
Yes, so a lot of our properties are planning sessions like sound healing, followed by a healthy breakfast or a healthy lunch. The cafeterias are going to turn into health zones on that day. So the entire hotel teams are going to have a healthy lunch. Particularly at the Taj Mahal Palace, we are planning to do like a town hall kind of an activation where the entire team is going to be invited in one of our banquet halls where we are going to do desk or chair yoga, followed by some sound healing and a whole buffet, a high tea buffet with wellness snacks for them. So this is what we are planning over here at the Taj Mahal Palace. And yes, the Wellness Crusader program is something which we have come up with recently in this year, and I've had the privilege to be part of the Wellness Crusader program. So we've rolled out this program to drive wellness to the associates of the entire company, and we're doing a lot of interesting activations and activities through this Crusader program.
Well done, well done. It really fills me with joy, and not just the J of Taj, but it really fills me of joy to see that simultaneously Wellness Weekend as an event is doing its best to catch the attention of the media and the public and say there's something happening just before we change season in September. But it's also magnificent and meaningful to see that groups of your magnitude are also implementing and engraving in the modus operandi, the way of functioning for associates also to benefit it, so that it's not just nice activities only for those who pay, but really wellness for all. On this note, please tell me how you will reach out beyond the borders of your hotels in India and across the world to connect with community. Sushmita?
So Jogi, thank you for specifying the whole piece where you said the ethos of India, the Indian culture rather, is one of service. It's referred to as seva. It's there in our ancient texts. It's there in the Bhagavad Gita where, this is one of the important aspects. And our parent company, which is the Tatas, was born with this entire motto. Even today, 2/3 of our profits actually go towards various trusts, etc., which actually works with community. So it comes ingrained into us. It's a part of our DNA. I think all of us have, at any point of time, volunteer hours, for the community, and that's a part of our culture. And when we started, especially, I think last year is when we keep doing this all the time, Jongi, honestly. We've gone out, we celebrate New Year's at children homes or welfare homes or at senior living homes and whole host of that. I remember when I was in a hotel, I used to actually spend my New Year serving people food, and it will be such a beautiful bonding exercise. But now we've decided, as a systemic structural thing. Last year, for example, we took about 32 sessions. We went out to senior living homes, to child welfare homes, to schools. We went out to special need homes. We went out to cancer societies where people really are struggling, especially what we call the not so privileged set of people who do not have easy access to, or who can't afford to pay for wellness. So we have our own wellness ambassadors, as we call them, actually reach out, and the whole hotel comes together, because while it is being led by a wellness ambassador, there's also the involvement of other associates within our own hotels, where people go out to actually, it's not for getting them there, but we actually take people, go to their place of the staying. We have either a meditation session, a yoga session. We've also done, like this year, we're planning some sound healing. We're planning some mandala painting for the kids because they love that. And various things. That somewhere we have like people talking about wellness, like in a senior living home. And when people talk about the whole aspect of hygiene and how to actually take care of themselves, even though they're like, completely on their own. So there are these many, many things that we do. And like I said, last time we did 32 sessions. I'm pretty sure we beat the numbers this time, because most of our hotels are actually going all out. And we've been doing this again, like we've been using various, platforms and various wellness event dates to actually go out. And in this year, we've already impacted about almost 3,000 community people through various activations. And now with the World Wellness Weekend, I'm pretty sure we'll go beyond 5,000 hours for sure.
It is remarkable how you can roll this program first with your wellness crusaders, then with your wellness ambassadors outside of the remits of your properties, and touch the lives of 3,000 people last year, possibly 5,000 this year. It is remarkable. On this note, I would like to remind all of us listening to your inspiring and empowering testimony of action, not just, oh, it would be nice to do something, actually implementing it and doing it. I'd like to remind everyone listening that World Wellness Weekend this year is partnering with a specific department of the United Nations in Geneva called the Art Impact for Health and SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. This department is led by Isabelle Waxmuth. She's an artist and has used art to raise awareness, raise funding, and help underserved communities around the world for the past 20 years. This year, she is giving the opportunity for everyone to go to our website, worldwellnessweekend.org, or simply wellmap, WELLMAP.org, or in 18 languages. There's even one in Hindi. And go to a page called UN SDGs, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. There will be information about the activities that can be organized, just like you mentioned, and there's a form. And I will encourage any one of your wellness ambassadors, Sushmita and Reena, and also encourage anyone getting the information now and saying, hey, I can do something in a nearby school, a senior living home. I can do something to underserved communities. I can do something with orphans, or maybe with a shelter for battered women. And then organize your activity, reach out, and with the permission of the participants, take a photo. If you want to preserve the confidentiality for the people, it is possible to take a photo from the back of the room, looking at the person hosting the event or the workshop, and only seeing the back of the people doing the activity, so that we don't have to see faces if we want to preserve their identity. But at least to create a photo, or to take a photo of what's happening, so that that photo in the form can be sent to Isabel directly in the United Nations in Geneva. And as an artist, she's going to take and choose the photos that for her are the most meaningful, and she's going to create a mosaic. And this is going to turn into an exhibition in one of the rooms of the Palace of Nations in Geneva, so that people doing an activity outreach in their city or village will be present at the Palace of Nations. And then she's going to take a photo of the mosaic that she will be achieving, and this will be shared online. So it will be physical at the Palace of Nations, and digital for people to share.
What a beautiful concept.
Thank you, Sushmita. I have a question specifically for you, Reena, because for the past 5 years now, you have acted as the ambassador of the World Wellness Weekend within the group, reaching out with Sushmita, with the teams, but also once the program is decided, to roll it out with your colleagues. Can you tell us what was the enthusiasm you found, or maybe what the hurdles you found of reaching out to all of them and saying, I know you're super busy, I know you have already a lot on your hands, now let's do something for the world and for the United Nations. For who? For those people with the clients, with your teams, and with the communities. What is your experience for these past 5 years?
I have found my teams to be extremely excited. This year, they are super excited because of the carnival, especially the properties that are doing the carnival. They have been very enthusiastic in planning the whole activation along with us, and also meeting all the different vendors and stakeholders who are going to be part of their entire team who is going to organize the carnivals. And even with guests, they have already started interacting with their guests and informing them about these activities which are going to take place, and they're exciting the guests already. So most of them are very, very delighted to be a part of this activation, and they're looking forward to doing something different. And as Sushmita said, we are always happy and willing to do something for the community whenever we get a chance, whenever there is any kind of an event happening, we all go all out for the communities. So each and every property has almost planned a community activation, a staff activation, as well as a guest activation. And apart from that, as you know, the hero hotels, they are doing the carnival and they're super excited about it.
Absolutely.
If I can just add, I think what I think Reena is being very modest. I have to tell you, there's a lot of excitement that travels up not only within the wellness community or the wellness associates of the organization, but a lot of non-wellness, the rest of our associates, which are in different departments, etc. There's a lot of buzz and a lot of excitement that comes out there. Literally, and I'm not saying this easily, Jongi, but 2-3 days of World Wellness Weekend, I know people step up. The hotels start to do wellness turndowns in their rooms, and they do activations like, in the restaurants, there's suddenly one section of wellness food. The cafeterias have wellness buffets and, food, etc. So all that so there's a lot of excitement. People are really looking forward to it.
This is wonderful. This is what we're really seeing around the year. And with this first conversation this week, and then with more coming with other hotel groups and movers and shakers of our industry, key consultants, we are seeing that World Wellness Weekend is not just an event in September, but it's also a movement. It's moving people towards the best version of themselves. There's a quote that I really enjoyed, and then I'll be asking our last question because I'm conscious of time. At a certain moment in life, it is possible that the inner light inside of us may dim down or just disappear. And I am so grateful for those among your teams and around the world who take a moment to help rekindle the light for the others. that light that has dimmed or disappeared, to really rekindle it and to make it grow bigger. There's a song in the US that everyone knows. It's "This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine." I'm not going to sing because I don't have that great of a voice, but yes, let's make it shine. And lighting lights in the evening on the 22nd, and lighting lights of seeing people smile from ear to ear. This is really a joy, and the excitement in getting organized and prepared, delivering it, and then also seeing on social media with a lot of wealthies, I imagine, the victory of the mind and the victory of the body. And when body and mind are together, having this W, the international symbol of wellness, it's so meaningful. So my last question to you, Sushmita and Reena, after speaking about wellness for clients, guests, for associates, hosts, staff, and also for community, what about wellness for you, who are always so engaged in delivering wellness for others? What have you planned for your wellness weekend on September 20, 21st and or 22nd? Sushmita?
So Jongi, if I had to answer that, I mean, like specifically 21st, 22nd, of course, I'm really looking forward because, like I said, we have so many of our hotels even within Mumbai, and that's where I'm based. And I'm 100% planning up, and to be a part of that entire. But I genuinely believe that wellness is a daily concept. It cannot be practiced on any one day. So, yeah, so what actually happens is, for me, and you're right, we do get depleted, and especially it's a tough job. Providing wellness for other people sometimes can deplete your own resources and your own energy levels. So this thing is, of course, I'm an avid meditation practitioner. I chant. I love doing that, but I do that on a daily basis because I genuinely believe that just like we feel the need to go have a shower every day or eat your food every day, this has to be inbuilt into our daily concept. And having said that, for the so the wellness carnival that we're talking about, on the 20th, we have this at the J Wellness Circle, which is out of in a place in Mumbai called Low Parel. It's a standalone unit. So we have the Wellness Carnival there. On the 21st, we have it on the Taj Lands End out of Mumbai again. And on the 22nd, Reena just described the whole experience to you. There are minor variations, but there are a lot of interesting things happening. And I'm going to be looking really forward to being a part of the entire team. I think my team really charges me up because, you see a bunch of enthusiastic people who come together and all the love and the warmth that comes pouring out. And I think they really recharge my batteries. So that's my plan for the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, all 3 days.
That is wonderful. And before hearing you, Reena, it's wonderful to hear that not only do you have this personal practice regularly, if not daily, of meditating and caring for yourself. But when it comes to Wellness Weekend, instead of just finding a moment or a place alone to recharge and renew this energy that could have been depleted, you want to be right in the middle of it. You want to be right where the party is happening. And this is why we really wanted with Wellness Weekend, when we look at the scary statistics of the World Health Organization with 60% of the adult population saying they don't sleep well enough, that 39% is overweight and 30% is obese, that there is mental issues rampant, and not just with adults, but also with teenagers now. And that, as you rightfully said, the cafeterias will be also for digital detox and not using the digital devices. So it's really about throwing a party so that people realize that wellness feels great.
Yeah.
Not because you have to do it, but because it just feels great. And maybe you want to feel great again by doing it again. So Reena, when we talk about, oops, I did it again regarding wellness, what will you be doing for the first time, or what will you be doing again on September 20, 21st and or 22nd?
So as Sushmita rightly mentioned, it's a journey. We have to do it every day to really be well. So I have started focusing a lot on staying positive, meditation, breathing, and on my mental wellness, doing some gratitude entries and small tweaks in my daily routines every day. But on the World Wellness Weekend, I will be participating with the community for the community event, with the guests for the guest event when Sushmita will be over for the carnival, and of course the workplace wellness event. I will probably be in the audience after organizing the whole session for the employees. And at the end of it all, every night I'll go home and have a peaceful sleep after all the sessions go well. So
No,
that's my plan.
it's a great plan. And in a way, you almost summarize the 5 pillars of World Wellness Weekend: good sleep and creativity, nutrition and immunity, movement and vitality, mindfulness and serenity, sense of purpose and solidarity. When we started, Sushmita, is there any last words you would like to have for this session? Any last comment before I conclude?
No, I think, Jongi, like I said, I think it's brilliant. I mean, when people like you make the effort, and I know a lot of hard work goes in. I know how you drive everyone around the world, and I'm quite privy to your messages and to your emails and all of that.
Yes.
You start quite early. I really think we need a lot many more such, shall we say, heroes, right? Who can actually drive this entire the message of well-being, because like you said, today increasingly the world actually needs a couple of things. One is, of course, wellness as we know it, as in terms of the thing. The other thing is, of course, kindness. I think these are two things, and we as healers, as wellness professionals, are possibly able to make that happen, and both of them together lead to actually happiness. And it's like someone says, the new happiness is the new wellness today. And that can only be achieved if you have covered all the 5 pillars that you talked about. And going beyond just pure physical wellness, but actually the mental, the emotional, the social aspect of it. And somewhere, I think, and that is where we really I think India kind of a little ahead, is spiritual wellness. And that really, truly gives you happiness. And I'm so glad that's coming out and people are looking forward to that. We do things like at Taj Rishikesh, because we are right on the Ganges. And we do a Ganga Aarti. And I have to tell you, Jongi, everyone who's there in the hotel will turn up every evening for that activity. Because I think somewhere everybody is looking for their own slice of happiness in the entire journey of life. So I really wanted to thank you for not only this platform, the FB Live, but actually for the larger platform of World Wellness Weekend. 8,700 venues. It's a huge achievement. So congratulations. And I'm really looking forward to working very closely and take this, further swinging on.
Thank you.
So thank you for having us over.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Reena, final words before we conclude?
Yes, so you are the one who's always giving awards to everybody and calling them Wonder Woman of Wellness and Wellness Hero and Wellness Champion. But I would like to congratulate you for what you're doing and what you're driving along. And I've attended a lot of your Zoom calls and meetings, and the detailing which goes beyond normal hours of working, and the late nights which you stay up and plan everything. I think we should clap for you.
Thank you. Actually, when we switched on just before being online, Sushmita greeted me with Namaste, and I would like to end also with Namaste, not just bye-bye, thank you, Namaste, but reminding everyone that Namaste truly means that when you are in this place of yours, of light, of truth and love, and when I am in this place of truth and light and love, then we are one. And this is the meaning of
Absolutely.
Namaste. So thank you for everything you have done in the past months, leading up to the next few weeks to get ready, to organize and to launch a wellness carnival. We were always referring as a wellness fiesta. It is a wellness carnival. Thanks to you, thanks to your team with the Indian Hotels Company Limited, IHCL, also known as the Taj brand with Vivanta and Selection, and the J Wellness Circle. Sushmita, Reena, thank you so very much. Namaste.
Thank you, one. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.